As a filmmaker who is always on the go, I find the iPad to be an incredibly useful tool. I have the 2020 iPad Pro. Before this, I had the 2017 model, and it has become an integral part of my workflow. I use it in conjunction with my MacBook Pro laptop. I do not try to use it as a laptop replacement. Instead, I focus on using the iPad in situations where the ergonomics of my laptop just aren't as effective as a tablet, which is quite often. I love using my iPad to interface with my work in new ways. Looking at a project or a document from a new angle can help spur creativity and to move past mental roadblocks. Moving from working at my desk to working at the park can get my brain thinking differently. Or even just using my fingers to pinch and zoom around a document or a spreadsheet while marking it up with my Apple Pencil can help achieve a new perspective. One of the main things that I use my iPad for is reading. I read a lot on this thing. I also use it a lot for web browsing or watching videos. I also love using it to take notes in meetings or brainstorming sessions using the Apple Pencil. I also use it to manage my to-do list, writing while I'm not at home with my laptop, like when I'm in between video shoots or meetings. I use it for photo editing, paperwork, and film production. More on my favorite film production apps in a future video. Most of the work that I use my iPad for centers around either learning or creating. I try to only use my iPad for good habits, but I do occasionally find myself scrolling through TikTok and practicing my shuffles. It's important to me to be able to work when inspiration strikes, whether that's jotting down a quick idea that suddenly popped into my head or quickly writing a few paragraphs after having an inspirational conversation with a friend at a coffee shop. I find the iPad especially useful for meetings. The main reason is I love having less stuff between me and whoever I'm meeting with. When I use a laptop for notes in a meeting, we have screens separating us, which I just find to be annoying and less personal. But when I have my iPad laying flat on the table and I'm using my Apple Pencil to take notes, I find it leads to much better meeting experiences because neither of us are hiding behind our computers. Also, the ability to quickly take pictures of whiteboards, screens, or documents and add them to my meeting notes is incredibly useful. I also love being able to scribble notes on my iPad or doodle to help with the brainstorming process. Once again, it's all about finding a new way to interact with your work and spur creativity. I really wish I had this iPad back in college because I would have really loved the note-taking capabilities that it gives students. It almost makes taking notes fun. As much as I love my iPad, I do not at all see this as a laptop replacement. I also just don't want to replace my laptop. For example, I do a lot of file management for all the different projects I work on, so I'm often dragging and dropping files between multiple Finder windows at once, backing up hard drives, organizing contracts and other PDFs. And these are basic tasks that the iPad just can't do with the same level of ease. But when I'm on the go and I have an hour between video shoots and I'm stuck in my car, the iPad is an incredible tool to work with. I chose the iPad Pro, not because I needed the crazy amounts of power contained within its tiny enclosure, but because I absolutely love the screen. It's an incredibly fun device to use, which just makes me want to use it more. And that allows me to get even more work done. And the power certainly doesn't hurt. Most of the tasks I use it for don't require that much processing ability. But it's certainly nice how snappy and responsive this tablet is. You can absolutely get the same amount of work done on one of the lower cost iPad models without sacrificing any quality. So don't feel like you have to get the latest and greatest. I hope you found this video helpful if you're thinking about getting an iPad. Subscribe and leave a comment if you want. I'm not your mom. You do you. See ya.